Hello students, today we are going to be doing inequalities with one variable from context. So word problems with one variable. So let's highlight the learning targets. I can create one variable linear inequalities from contextual situations, and I can solve and interpret the solutions. So I can make the equation and I can solve it. So first things first, let's make life a lot easier for ourselves. First, we're always going to put the x value on the left. We're going to put the unknown on the left. When we do that, all the keywords that Delta Math gives us, they create a pattern. So I'm going to write them down for us. If you put the variable on the left, if you put x on the left, these keywords will work every single time. Okay. So for less than, obviously, less than, and under. Delta Math will use both of those. Less than or equal to has the phrase less than or equal to. One that I've seen is at most, then no more than. This one's a little weirder sounding, but I've seen it a lot. Some or all. So meaning some, like less than all of it, or all of it, so less than or equal to. And the last one is greatest. So it feels backwards, but when I say the greatest, it's going to say something like, the greatest that I can have is $35. Well, that means the most I can possibly have is 35. So I can't go higher than 35. So obviously any other number has to be smaller than 35. So that's why greatest is actually for less than or equal to. Greater than, let's say greater than. And the opposite of under is over. What's greater than? It can be over $35, okay? Last is greater than or equal to. At least. So think the opposite of at most. No less than. Opposite of no more than. And least. Opposite of greatest. Okay? So now that we have those keywords, that's what Delta Math will use. We can talk about how these problems are set up. They are set up using y equals mx plus b, meaning we have a rate, which is my m, we have an initial value, which is my b, we have an input, I plug in x, I get out y. Okay? So we're going to think back to like key phrases we could use in Unit 4. So remember, like for a rate, we would often see the word per or each, stuff like that. For initial value, we would see like flat cost. We were looking for the starting value, or something like that. Okay, so let's take a look at our equation, or our situation here. Autumn has a points card for a movie theater. She receives 40 reward points just for signing up. So just to sign up is 40 rewards points. That to me feels like the start. Before I've even gone to a movie, I've gotten 40 points. So I'm just going to add that in once. That is my initial value. Okay. She earns 12.5 points for each visit to the movie theater. That's screaming at me that that's the rate. And I know that because of the word each, and I have to go to the movie theater more than once, and every single time I go, I'm getting 12.5 points each time. So that's a continuously added piece, which is the same as multiplication. So that's my multiplied value, whereas the 40 was only added once. That's going to be my added value, my B value. And lastly, she needs at least, so there's some keywords right there, 225 points for a free movie ticket. So this is my total or my output. Okay, and we said at least. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to be like, oh, whoops, sorry. At least means greater than or equal to, but only if I put X on the left. So that means if I put my total on the right and I put all the rest of this in the correct spots, so 40 plus 12.5, I want V. If I put my unknown on the left side of the inequality symbol, right, then my keywords work. So I've done that. So I know, without having to really think about it too much, that this is going to be greater than or equal to. And then from here, this spot, or this inequality, goes in the big box. So Delta Math is going to want the inequality before you've solved it, and then the inequality after you've solved it. So we have it written out. Let's solve for it now. I'm going to subtract 40 on both sides. I get 12.5V is greater than or equal to 185. I'm going to divide 12.5 on both sides. And I get V is greater than or equal to 14.8. Okay, so quick thing. Can we go to 0.8 of a movie? Nope. So this would actually round up to 15. I would need to go to 15 movies, meaning I'd probably end up getting a little bit more than 225 points. But that's okay. I need a little bit more. I need equal to, or I need greater than or equal to 225 points. So I'm going to round up. Okay. Let's flip the page here. Let's try it a couple more times. A shipping container will be used to transport several 120 kilogram crates. So every crate is 120 kilograms, and that's what I'm talking about. So I already know, without reading anything else, that this is my rate. The greatest weight that can be loaded into the container is 27,500 kilograms. So greatest, I'm going to come up here, is right there. That is less than or equal to. So less than or equal to, the greatest weight that I can have is 27,500. Meaning I cannot get bigger than that. So everything that I don't know is going to be less than or equal to 27,500. Other shipments weighing 14,300 have already been loaded. So before I've walked onto the dock, I know that 14,300 kilograms have already been loaded onto the container. So that's my added value. I'm only adding that once. Every crate I put on the ship is going to be another 120. So this is added once. This is added multiple times. Okay. Once I have this, I put it in my big box, and then I solve. So I'm going to subtract 14,300, and I get 13,200 equals 120x. I divide by 120 on both sides, and I get x is less than or equal to 110. Last one. A group of friends want to go to an amusement park. They have no more than, so I'm going to go up here. No more than is less than or equal to $325 to spend on parking and admission. Parking is $11. I'm only going to park once, so that's going to get added only once. But I have more people. I have more than one person. And every person costs $39.25. So I know this is my rate. First off, it says the word per. Second off, I know I'm going to have more than one person. So I have to add that by the amount of people. So I know that that's my slope. I know that that's my rate. And now I'm going to solve. I'm going to subtract 11 on both sides. And I get 316. Then I divide by 39.25. And I get P is less than or equal to 8. Okay, I'm skipping the calculator work. I'm kind of going a little fast, but we know how to do this. And the cool thing is, because all of our values are positive, we never have to flip the inequality sign. Notice I never even mentioned it. We started with less than or equal to, we end with less than or equal to, because we're never going to be dividing by a negative. Okay, I have not seen a delta math problem do that, so not today. Don't worry about it. Okay, you guys have a great day. Email me if you have any questions. Thank you.